Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the 7900 XTX and why I love this card. But first, I want to talk about my 7900 XT. So I've had the 7900 XT since July of last year when I switched over from the NVIDIA 3080 over to the AMD side. Now, I've had that card. I literally just saw a video of somebody like repasting their of repasting their 7900 XTX because he was getting like 50 something C, and then like a 30 degree delta for the hotspot or whatever. So that kind of had me thinking. I was like, dude, I've had my 7900 XT for over a year, and that has been consistent. Like it usually gets to about 85C. I've seen it go as high as 90. AMD says that's normal. That's kind of what I'm getting right now with the 7900 XTX. So I wonder how many of you guys think it's actually smart to go out of your way and repaste a card. Me personally, here's my thoughts on it. Like, I'm obviously capable of doing it. I could probably pull the card apart, repaste it, do all of that stuff, but why? Is that even my responsibility? The way I look at it is, if the card actually stops working, then you just send it out, get the RMA, and get a brand new card. Then that extends the life of your GPU even longer. I think most of these GPU manufacturers are 2 years. I think Gigabyte has a 3-year or 4-year warranty on it, just from the factory. So like, taking your card apart, that to me just seems kind of counterproductive or just kind of dumb. If AMD says that these cards run hot and they're expected to do that, why not put it to the test and find out? That's just kind of the way I am. I'm not here to take these things apart and put them back together. The only way I would do that is if my card was past warranty. That is the only way I would ever even consider doing that. If my cards are out of warranty, then yeah, obviously, if it's getting to a point or something that I can fix on my own, heck yeah, I would do that. But repasting it right after you buy it, just because you're worried about your freaking hotspot temps, that's the kind of PC stuff that's like, dude, I don't know what you guys are thinking, man. I get it. Somebody has a problem and then they fix it, and then everybody's like, oh my gosh, we got to do that. And then it just starts this big old giant freaking thing, this brand new wives' tale that starts to spin around the internet, and everybody's out there doing it and thinking they need to do it. I mean, this kid was shaking while he was doing it, man. He was so nervous. And I'm like, dude, really? It's only a $900 GPU, bro. I mean, I get it. I get it. $900 is $900. That's not an insignificant amount of money. But I mean, if you really think about it, if you're out there buying a $900 GPU or $1,000 GPU, the last thing that you should be doing is probably repasting that yourself. If you think it is a big enough problem, then you get with the manufacturer, and then they'll tell you, look, man, it is running within spec. If the design is designed to go to 90 freaking C, you're fine. It is perfectly fine. I mean, let's face it. Most of us are not planning on keeping our GPUs past 4 years anyways. So I mean, by the time you start to get to a point where that heat is really going to affect your GPU and really start to affect the performance of what's going on with your GPU, by the time you get to that point, you are probably going to be looking at, you're already going to be to a point where you're already looking at upgrading anyway. So then you decide, okay, do I send this out, get it fixed? Do I repaste it and see if it'll last longer? That's the kind of thing you want to do toward the end of the generation. Once you are at a point where you no longer where you're like, okay, I could just upgrade, or I could try to fix this to make it go a little bit longer. I don't know, guys. I mean, I do, part of me wants to think that, yeah, a $900 or $1,000 GPU should last 10 years, but we know that's not the case. Like new technology is going to come out, new game engines, new features, new settings, new stuff is going to come out very rapidly, because that is tech. That is how tech moves. That's how it's always moved. By the time you get to in a console generation, by the time you get halfway through, the games already look significantly different than they did when they first come out. So yeah, by the time like 4 years for a GPU, to me that seems, I would say that seems a little bit long in the tooth, but definitely reasonable. Like once you get to a certain point with your GPU, you know, 1 year, 2 years, 2 years, you know, like, I mean, some people could argue, you know, phones get upgraded every year. Maybe 2 year GPU cycle is fine, you know. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like if you're the person out there spending $1,000 on a GPU, I don't necessarily think you're the kind of person that's going to have an issue upgrading to $1,000 GPU every 2 years. I think that you would probably be the kind of person that would do that. You see it all the time, you know, like the 4090 comes out, all the 3090 dudes put all their 3090s on there and they sold them and they bought a 4090. I kind of feel like that's just the way PC is. But I mean, I guess there are those select few out there that save up and save up and save up to get that one high-end GPU, and they just want to see like, oh, how far can I get this? Or they only play a couple games, you know? I get that. Like, I understand that. There are those gamers out there. And that's the beauty of PC gaming, is there's just so many different people and different ways of doing things on PC that nobody's ever right. Everybody has their own way of doing it. When one person says this is fact, another person over there on the other side is saying, man, that's a you thing. You know what I mean? Like, PC gaming is so cool, so fun. I'm so glad I started doing this, but this is my feelings on repasting your GPU, guys. If you're within warranty, send it out. If it's that big of a problem, send it out. Obviously they're probably going to be like, oh no, it's still working. You know, if they're telling you, hey man, it's still working, you're probably still fine. If it's built within that spec, I wouldn't worry about it. Taking them things apart, there's so many things that you could do to completely ruin that GPU and break that warranty completely. Think about it. Honestly, there's so many little, like, what are they called again? Capacitors and transistors and all of that stuff. All it would take is you dropping a screwdriver on one of them capacitors and shorten it. Because they hold power. I mean, they don't stay charged a long time, but if you pull that thing right out, just take, for instance, like, you pull it out, you hurry up and take it apart, you get it apart just in time for you to drop your screwdriver on there, touch the both ends of the capacitor, and then boom, that capacitor's shot. There's so many different things on those GPUs that you could break because you don't know what you're doing, or maybe you've done it before, or maybe you just don't care. But if that's where you're at, like, if you don't care and like whatever, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you got backup GPUs, you can do whatever you want. You can experiment all you want, but to take something apart that is still under warranty, to deal with some wives' tale that I get it, man. Like, people put so much emphasis on this stuff in the PC space. It's kind of weird to me, honestly. It's kind of weird to me. You buy the thing, you play for you. It wouldn't be weird to me, my friends, if GPUs didn't come and go like freaking, like, if there wasn't a new generation every freaking 2 years, maybe I wouldn't look at it that way, because I am the kind of person that used to upgrade my cell phone every single year. And it was like, all right, I'm using it for a year and then I'll sell it and get a new one. I feel like that's how the GPU market is. And honestly, guys, if you're taking apart something within that first year, it should easily run that first year. You'll know if you have a problem with your GPU. Like, you would know pretty quickly if you have a problem with your GPU. You would know. Hotspot thing, like, I don't know, man. I guess maybe if it's getting super, super hot and throttling and shutting down, then you pull it out, put it in a box, you send it off, they send you a new one, and then hopefully you have a better life. That's like the thing. Like, it's, I don't know, man. That's weird, man. I can't believe that dude was doing that. But okay, guys, my final thoughts on this. If you're in warranty, do not take your GPU apart. Just send it in. Call them, get on there, talk to support, whatever. Try to get it resolved, send it out, get a new one, whatever you got to do. If you're out of warranty, then that's a different story. then you can play with it all you want. It's already out of warranty. Just make sure you got a backup GPU so you're not sitting there twiddling your thumbs and having nothing to do, or at least an Xbox Series X so you have something to play. But yeah, guys, don't take apart your GPUs unless you are out of warranty. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.